Yes, that right, because yes, yeah, boy, you, hey, Spanish. Ricky Ray, bringing you the hottest intakes, bold predictions, and straight up banter. Welcome to the bell never stops ringing. Welcome to the People's Wrestling Podcast. So go ahead, like and subscribe. That is like and subscribe, share, comment, do all those cool things right now. It is unfortunately going to be a solo dolo, just me this time, podcast episode. Sean was indeed meant to be on, may very well join us, doubtful, but may do. He was meant to be on, but apparently, unfortunately, one of his clients has got a fire, and he's going to go and deal with that. So yeah, that was very unfortunate news. Slightly annoying because there was a reason that I changed it to Friday to make it more convenient for Sean. So ever so slightly annoying, but understandable and unfortunate. So we hope he gets that sorted out and he's back here next week. If not, I might have to stick it back onto Saturdays, stick it back onto Sundays. We'll have to wait and see here. I don't really think it makes much difference. The views didn't go up any, so that's what this needs to be shared everywhere you possibly can. Facebook, X, everywhere across that people's internet. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe we'll be moving back to the weekend next week. We'll have to wait and see. Because it is easier for myself on a Friday or Friday afternoon. Is quite a little easier. Weekends are busy. We're going to get into that right now, in fact, with the first segment. And that first segment is, of course, this one right here. That is right. Let's kick it at the table. So what have I been up to? Well, as per usual, not much different really this week. So I head into the gym, being fit and strong, nice and fit. Did make another, colouring another page. So yeah, did that and the craft thing I go to. The walking group, go on a Tuesday, that was back on this week, so I did go and do that. And that's really more or less all I've been up to since last Friday. Dig us to some wrestling, we'll get to that at the end. Now, what have I got coming up? Well, tomorrow, busy day. Off to a Christmas fair in the morning. Got something in the afternoon, then got the gym. So I'm busy tomorrow. And yeah, that's what I've got coming up. Let me know what you guys got coming up as we move right along to segment number 2 here. And this will be a much shorter, truncated version because not really much has happened in the wrestling world. Sean isn't here, so there's that. But let's move on. As the Hollywood is making their sounds known, the actors are set, the red carpet is rolled, the cameras are rolling because it can only be this right here. That's right, movie time. So one of the 3 movies I have been watching, well, movie number 1 was Chokeslam, starring Mick Foley. You've got in it is Lance Storm, Harry Smith, Chelsea Green and a small little two couple of second cameo, couple of second spot from Giselle Shaw. Good film if you're a wrestling fan. Other than that, it really isn't the best, but there's that. Second movie on the list was also featuring Mick Foley, 12-hour shift. This okay, David Okay in it. You would think it's a fairly decent movie. It's just okay. And third movie, quite a decent, funny movie, Good Fortune. So yeah, did watch that movie, and I'm going to try and delete these as we go along. There we are. So yeah, that's the third and final movie I did clap my peepers on. Yeah, a fairly funny, nice, feel good movie that I'm trying to get rid of here. So let me know what movies you got coming up, guys. Certainly do want to watch the Running Man remake. I am in a. I do think these movies really don't really need to be remade, but I will still watch it. And I'm not sure what the new movies are coming out. Now you see me, now you don't. I'll certainly be watching that. So those are the next movies on the docket. Those are the next movies on the list. But before we head into reading all about it, because Sean isn't here, so there will be no On Your Wrestling Soapbox. So I'm going to be reading all about it into that new studio, because you know what time it's going to be. Before I do that, let's play a quick ad here, as Christmas is right around the corner. So under your Christmas tree, under the people's Christmas tree, you're going to need the number one sought after gift. Forget what the people are talking about. Forget what the superstars are selling. There's only one place that you need to go, and only one place you need to be, and that place is that is right. Protein Seeds comes one for those two shout-outs and an extra bonus one as I induct you into the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame. But let's get right into news alerts, because it is right, news and headlines. And I did forget to make a banner for this. I've only just got the picture. But that news is, and it's not the biggest, most major breaking news at all, but it is news in the wrestling world and movie world. Because it is The Rock, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk joining the cast of Zootopia 2. So yeah, this is big for. This is big for Punk. Still getting movie roles, even at 47. Reigns, I think that proves that he's got one foot in Hollywood. So they're obviously big for Reigns, and yes, The Rock is in it, so that's cool. So I think the first movie was good, but we'll certainly be watching this one. And that's really my thoughts and take on it. Let me know your thoughts and take on Roman Reigns, The Rock, and CM Punk joining the cast of Zootopia 2. So let's go right into when wrestling was at its peak, at its finest, at its best, at its greatest, at its coolest, with a look back in 1 second here, a look back at the yesteryear, at the past, with That is right. One second. This week in wrestling history. So only one. I did right. One notable date, and that notable date was on. Now, when I checked this, it said 2019, but it was 2020, November 13th. So obviously this wasn't in November 13th. It was done in April. So when I checked this, it said November 13th, 2019. And it obviously said WrestleMania with no fans. But obviously that wasn't the date. But hell, we can just discuss it anyway. We can talk about it anyway. So it's a real time. A strange time to think the Undertaker. I think WWE did what they could with the COVID era with no fans. Just to think that the Undertaker retired in front of no fans, and in the cinematic match is crazy. But I think WWE did what they could. A surreal, strange time. So I'm just going to keep my thoughts short and sweet, my take short and sweet, because when I checked this, it said November 13th, 2019. Obviously, it was April of 2020. So just thought I'd give my comments and thoughts on it anyway. But let's now switch focus on today's wrestling with. One second. With that is right, wrestling roundup. As always, started with AEW Dynamite. So obviously it was blood and guts. So the heel women's team, Mercedes Moné, Megan Bayne, Julia Hart, Felka, Sky Blue, and Marina Shafir defeated and beated Jimmy Hayter, Mina Shirawaka, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron, and Willow Nightingale. Cool. Now I think women's blood and guts is obviously once again coming to WWE with the women's war games. But okay. Hammond and Page scored the win against Powerhouse Hobbs. Right? And then in men's blood and guts, the team of Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and Darby Allin saw themselves winning against the Death Riders. Again, cool. Sean has asked me so first of all, I'm going to give you a rating of Dark Match. But Sean has asked me in the past why I don't watch AEW. Is it the time or anything? Nothing to do with the time at all. It's just I read the results and I think I've missed nothing. Let's move swiftly along to Monday Night Raw that had the Gamer, the King of Kings, Triple H in the ring, welcoming John Cena for his fourth to last appearance to the Squared Circle. Out came Dominic Mysterio. A match was made for the Men's Intercontinental Championship. John Cena finally becoming a Grand Slam champion and winning the Intercontinental Championship gold. I think this was just done just to be done. Pretty much like most other things over this year. The heel turn was done just to be done. The match against Orton, match against Punk, match against Truth, the match against Lesnar. All of that I feel has been done just to be done. Match against Styles. And I think this is just more of the same, really. Excuse me. In fresh singles action, Rusev defeated and knocked off Damian Priest. So a much needed win for Rusev there, I think. CM Punk came out, got on the stick, followed by Logan Paul, followed by Paul Heyman. Cody Rhodes came out to make the save. So we now got men's war games starting to build. Stephanie Vikia retained the Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. No shocker there. But then had Nikki Bella turn heel and attack. So whether that was be a singles one-on-one match at Survivor Series or Nikki Bella joins the heel women's team, Stephanie joins the face women's team, I don't know. That's probably the way I would go. That's the route I would go. Because Nikki Bella just feel like just another one on the roster. So Stephanie beating her would mean nothing. We then had Sheamus becoming your winner against Shinsuke Nakamura. Cool. And then we had in your main event, brand new WB Women's Tag Team Champions, and they are called the Kabuki Warriors. We then had Nia Jax and Lash Legend attack. Io Sky came out. Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley did. Women's War Games match kind of set. So one more woman per team, and there we are. I'm leaving it Raw and opener. On to NXT that saw the culling kick off the night, followed by Fatal Influence. J.T. Jane cuts a promo. That's how he started off NXT. We have a brand new men's speed champion, and his name is Jasper Troy, snatching the gold away from El Grande Americano. We then had Thea Hale tap out Alba Fire. Cool development of her heading into next week, but I don't think that Joe and Thea are going to win. You had Javon Evans come out, grab the Mick. Leon Slater on the Tron. Dogs take attack. Leon Slater makes a save. This will build up next week or 2 weeks, whenever the match is. Fallon Henley got her hand raised high against Skylar Ray. Okay, so you've got to keep Fatal Evans looking strong. Taylor Heights found himself in the victory corner against Josh Briggs. Cool win for Tavian Heights, but Josh just cannot get a victory. He just cannot get that much needed dubski. And then in your main event, Ricky Sainz is still your men's NXT champion in a last man standing contest. Yeah, good match. That may or may not be my match of the week. You guys will have to wait and see. And then NXT ended with Obafemi coming on out. So it's like Obafemi wants his rematch. I'm going to give NXT a big card. We move right on to Evolved. So Kelly Armstrong grabbing the microphone, giving her thoughts, her words. PJ Vassar came out and an attack ensued. So cool way to kick off this week's Evolve. Sean Legacy was your victor against Eli Knight, not Eli Drake, not L.A. Knight, yeah. But Eli Knight, cool. Nikita Lyons was had victory on her play against Mason Holiday. Okay. And then your main event, retaining the Evolve Men's Championship, Jackson Drake against Keanu Carver. I like Jackson Drake. I think he's a good champion, good heel. And I'm going to give Evolve also an opener. Almost done here, guys. Like I said, a much truncated, shorter episode. Whether this will get more views or not, being shorter, I don't know. But one final segment to do. But before I do that, let's go ahead and play this right here. That is right. Like, subscribe, share, do all of those cool things right here, right now. Get your comments in. I will shout you out. No problemo. But we're almost done here. So you know what time that is. You know what always comes at the end. And that is being out and about with... That is right. Wrestling Days Out. So, the shows I went to or got coming up. Well, I did indeed go to this last Sunday. Yeah, good enough show. Cannot believe that this was my one and only Wrestle Island show of 2025. But there it is. Good enough show. Always love, always like, always enjoy Wrestle Island. We'll really try and get into it much more. Back into it much more next year, but we'll have to wait and see what I can afford, what I can get to. There's so many indie companies around it. It's very, very hard to be loyal. There's one happening every single weekend, and in fact, with that said, tomorrow I'm at Progress Noisy. No, not tomorrow. Sunday at Progress Noisy Neighbours. Tickets are still on sale. Go and get yourselves one. But I will be there on Sunday. Leo Rush is in his house. It'll be cool to see him in a match. And then at my final show of this month, but he might not be here. That doesn't mean that I can't promote. So let's go ahead and do that. So there we are. We've got this one today. This show is happening today. No Escape. So if you're in the area, tickets are probably still on sale. Go and get yourselves one. And tomorrow is... this one right here, that is tomorrow, Mount Olympus at TCW, Titan Championship Wrestling. Head over to their Facebook page and look at Sean's promo. Let me know what you guys think of it. There is the Facebook page. There is a link. Go and take a look at that. Also, there is Sean's Insta, if you want to go and check that out also. And then last but not least, there is a show, I believe, on Sunday, and there it is. Take a look at that one. Jackson Drake, Top Flight, The Righteous, Zeta Steel are all going to be on hand. So a stacked weekend that Sean's got coming up. Go and get yourselves to each show, every one of those shows. I will see you guys next week, hopefully with Sean. Like, subscribe, share, all of those cool things. And always remember, that it's Ricky J that brings the British bite to the fight.